Hello, my name is Changrae and I would like to talk about the selfish idea. So, if you have noticed, it's a parody of The Selfish Gene, written by Richard Dawkin. What he said was human acts to spread and preserve one's gene. But what I thought was kind of different. What I thought was human acts to spread one's idea. And before we talk about spreading ideas, I think we have to define what idea means. In this presentation, I'm talking about the way of thinking, including what kind of songs you like, or including things you think is valuable. So by spreading one's idea, what we're trying to do is we try to make others think like ourselves. Let's give a simple question. Why do we talk so much? And why do we love talking so much? Most of the time, people love talking. Some people like the solitude, but in those cases, they still talk when they have the chance. So I'll say that most people love talking. So why do people talk? I'll say the answer. What I think is we try to make others think like ourselves. I'll give you an example of myself. This is the album art of the song God's Plan, and when I first heard it, it was kind of horrifying. It was like, why is this a music? It's just like rubbish. But when I met my best friend, one of my best friends, and he said he found his very best music, and it was God's Plan. So he was my best friend, and I wanted to admit and think the same way. So a few days later, I listened to this song again, and what I thought was, this song isn't that bad. So I listened again and again, and I started changing my idea. So what I did was, my best friend was affecting my idea. He was making me think the way he thinks. So why do we try to make others think like ourselves? I'll say that it's for comfort. You know that in nature, they try to look for stabilization, and obviously we do too. We try to look for comfortable things, and when we get together with people who think like us, we get comfortable. So that's what we are trying to do, stabilizing the world and making people like us. So let's analyze some human acts like this idea. Books. Some people say books are one of the best inventions, and I kind of agree to this idea. People say books was the reason why human could have developed this much, and I think it's logical. So why did we invent books? And the answer is obviously to make people think like ourselves. And we want to success socially. And to reason it is the same way to make others think like ourselves. We try to build ourselves, and we try to success socially. Let's give an example. Samsung and Apple. Steve Jobs and Gun-hee Lee was one of the most successful men in our earth. So what they did was they made the Apple logo and they made phones, smartphones, those kind of things. And what do we think right now? We think that it's really good, and what do I think? I think that Apple logo is really good. So that was Steve Jobs' idea, and now it's my idea. Steve Jobs made us think that what he thought. Let's talk about another case. There's the Nobel Prize. In one side, I think the Nobel Prize is worth winning, because when we win the Nobel Prize, then so many people will read our papers, and then they'll think like ourselves. So the whole purpose of doing these kind of acts are to make others think like ourselves. Right now, giving you guys a lecture is the same thing. I'm trying to make you guys think like me, and yeah, that's it. But then you'll have one question. If we think about a one direction information, then we can see the reason why we're trying to make others feel like think like us. So what I would say is that we're trying to grow our ideas and make it more persuasive. Obviously, if we try to make others think like us, we have to make our ideas very logical and persuasive. So what we're trying to do by watching movies or listening songs or even studying is we're trying to make our ideas more logical and make it more persuasive so that you guys can think like me. So thank you for letting me spread my idea.